MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is an expert. Unfortunately, he's an expert on pillows. That's not what he's being brought on Newsmax to talk about. And they quickly discover that, hey, wait, maybe he's actually crazy.
So what happened? What happened with your Twitter account and the company page?
Well, first mine was taken down because we have all the election fraud with these Dominion machines. We have 100% proof. And then when they took it down about 3 weeks ago, and then I put it back up. My personal, it was a
Mike. Thank you very much, Mike. You're talking about machines that we at Newsmax have not been able to verify any of those kinds of allegations. We just want to let people know that there's nothing substantive that we've seen. And let me read you something there. While there were some clear evidence of some cases of vote fraud and election irregularities, the election results in every state were certified, and Newsmax accepts the results as legal and final. The courts have also supported that view. So we wanted to talk to you about canceling culture, if you will. We don't want to relitigate the allegations that you're making, Mike, because we understand where you are. So let me ask you this. Do you think that this should be temporary because it appears to be permanent? Could you make an argument that it is temporary?
What?
Could you make an argument that this could be a temporary banning rather than permanent?
No, I want it to be a permanent because you know what? They did this because I'm revealing all the evidence on Friday of all the election fraud with these machines. So I'm sorry if you think it's not
Mike,
it's real.
Can I ask our producers, can we get out of here, please? I don't want to have to keep going over this.
Actually,
we at Newsmax have not been able to verify any of those allegations that you're.
Mike, hold on a second. Everybody, hold on a second. Mike, hold on 1 second. Let's talk a little bit about just what is happening overall in terms of censorship.
Trying to cancel out my company and myself in this country. It's cancel culture.
But one of the two is the empty seat. That guy jumped out a window, actually. Most people don't know that. Wow. Okay, JR, there's a lot there. First of all, I just want to say, we are just a YouTube thing or whatever. And I've even said many times over this pandemic that we are sort of falling apart mentally and in terms of our production value. That said, we are 1,000 times more professional than Newsmax will ever be. That was insane. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
Well, partially because they have people like this on, so that automatically downgrades your professionalism from the beginning. So it doesn't really help them in that aspect. There's so many things. I mean, I'm trying to file them on. This is so awesome. I wish I had my popcorn again, like I sadly had before. So. Okay, you mentioned Dominion, you mentioned machines. That is a no-no. We saw this before. We talked about it, months ago when every conservative outlet, including Fox News and Lou Dobbs, even one of the biggest minions for Trump, they all read their statements. We here at insert conservative news organization here disavow completely, don't support anything that says Dominion, because Dominion came forward and said, we got a couple $1 billion lawsuits against you guys if you'd like to continue this. And they said, yeah, I'd like to not continue that. But so MyPillow decides to go on and be Mike Pillow. MyPillow, Mike. He should call him Mike Pillow, because he's the only one that's left to buy the damn thing anyway. So you invite him on the show to talk about craziness and him being banned and cancel culture. Hey, you invite the crazy on, the crazy is gonna go crazy. Let's keep it real. I say it all the time, and I love this. My favorite thing from Chris Rock, that Tiger, he talking about how Tiger wouldn't attack someone. He said, everyone in the news said, the Tiger went crazy, the Tiger went crazy. He said, that Tiger didn't go crazy, that Tiger went Tiger. So in this case, you invite Mike Lindell on your show. Mike Lindell pulled a Mike Lindell and did what he does. Hey, I hope if you want to keep reading your lawsuit statements that your attorneys put together to absolve you from everything he's gonna say, stop inviting him on, because now you're complicit. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, it's not even that, like, they knew he'd go crazy. They wanted him to go crazy. They just wanted to aim the crazy at a particular thing. And this is like that. That was like a perfect example of what we've been talking about the right wing, about Tucker Carlson. It is, no, come on, don't do that. Talk about vague concepts. because vague concepts can't sue you. We brought you on to talk about cancel culture, which means whatever we want it to mean, changing every couple of minutes or so. Whatever happened to a conservative, that's cancel culture, it's bad. Talk about that. Why are they bringing on the pillow guy in the first place? To talk about cancel culture or the election? He makes pillows. And notably, seems like a guy who hasn't gotten a wink of sleep since the election because he's tweaking out constantly. But anyway, my favorite honest, I love when the grifters are accidentally honest. He said, we don't want to relitigate this, which is true. They don't want to litigate any of this because that could be very expensive.
Not only do we want not, yeah.
What we're saying?
We only don't want to not relitigate this. We don't want to litigate this.
No litigation, please. You can see from our graphics package, we're barely hanging on here. But anyway, it's just, and that's beating Fox in the ratings some nights in certain time slots. That was beating Sean Hannity throughout December. It's those two people who, God, they wish they could just be on Fox News, trying to get control of this Tasmanian devil, clutching a big pillow. Yeah, the whole thing was just insane.
By the way, just to bring this all around to another point, Mike Lindell went back on Newsmax later the same day, just to show you who they really are. So he went on Rob Smith's show, and they didn't want to mention that, and they brought him on to talk some more. And he said the only reference he's going to have to this is that you were on earlier. We made some waves, but we're going to leave it at that. You and Newsmax have always had a very good relationship. So again, they went to Mike Lindell. This is my speculation because obviously I wasn't there. But from this line where he said, you and Newsmax have always had a good relationship. It's, hey, listen, we've been scratching your back by giving you exposure because apparently you're canceled. And you're giving us, you're scratching our back by feeding our idiots that are crazy and want to watch this stuff. We need to keep it narrow. Not narrow, let's keep it broad. Don't go narrowing it down to this one Dominion voting machine. That's gonna screw us up, that's gonna screw you up. So he's like, can you please play by the rules? What they can't do is, Mike, you can't come on anymore. They can't do that because that's against the business model.
Because he's too popular amongst the crazies, yeah. Yeah, and they did, like everything he was trying to do there, that's what they did for literally weeks until the threat of a lawsuit stopped them from doing it. And they still want, like they want to make money, they want to steal Fox's audience, and it's by being even crazier than Fox News. We've found their limit, and their limit is $1.3 billion or whatever.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.